Right now, a new plan to let high school students pick their own diplomas.
Also, a 911 call that could have potentially saved thousands of lives.
All this and more, 96 News starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to 96 News. This is the week of March 25th. I'm Gabrielle Dorisami.
And I'm Matthew Hall.
You are now able to hear the frightening 911 call made by University of Central Florida student Arabo Babakani after his roommate James Sivakumaran pulled an assault rifle on him after entering his dorm room. In the 4-minute-long phone call, you can hear the fire alarm blaring in the background as Babakani told the dispatcher that his roommate was still in the room and had just pulled a gun on him. Police forced their way into the dorm room and they found the 30-year-old graduate student dead of a self-inflicted gun wound. After searching the room, police found $700 worth of weapons, including ammunition and IEDs, along with a checklist, all for a sinister master plan to be carried out early Monday morning. Police report that the checklist Sivakumaran had written out his plan that included getting drunk, pulling the dorm's fire alarm, and then opening fire on the panicking students and saying, quote, "give 'em hell." Although no motive has been uncovered for this graduate student's chilling plan, we're sure thankful that the massacre was avoided.
Polk County law enforcement to fight against the legalization of medical marijuana. The People United for Medical Marijuana are putting forth an effort to the legalization of medical marijuana in the state of Florida and to put a constitutional amendment in front of voters in 2014. Sheriff Grady Judd, who is the Florida Sheriff Association Vice President, said that he plans to fight any effort against the legalization of medical marijuana. Haines City Police Chief Rick Sloan said it could complicate the work of patrol officers as they would have to determine whether someone has a prescription and whether the amount they have exceeds the legal threshold. Law enforcement agencies in Polk County are starting their own campaigns to oppose the idea.
Polk County suffers a tragic loss. It all happened so quickly as what started as a relaxing afternoon turned into a trip to the emergency room that would change one's family's life forever. 10-year-old Skylar Richardson and his 13-year-old brother were playing with their brand new BB gun when Skylar was injured. The young brothers were pointing the gun at each other, thinking that the gun was empty of its pellets, when a single bullet was shot at the 10-year-old. The BB was shot at such a close range that it went through the 10-year-old's skull and through his brain with deadly force. Skylar was immediately rushed to the Tampa General Hospital, but was sadly taken off life support Wednesday. Teachers and classmates have been grieving along with the family as they remember Skylar, who is described as being an exemplary student with an awesome attitude and who is ready and eager to learn.
Well, the first day of spring didn't exactly bring the greatest weather.
Wasn't it awful?
Lots of rain, winds. Hopefully it gets better.
Well, we'll find out. Our very own Victoria Garcia has the latest with weather.
It seems like Phil the Groundhog predicted wrong this year as winter weather seems to not be leaving the country anytime soon. Cold temperatures will be taking over again this week, beginning with Tuesday with a high of 68 and a low of 48. The coldest temperatures will be seen on Wednesday and Thursday with highs in the mid-60s and lows in the lower 40s. And Friday, expect a high of 72 with a low of 47. For your weekend, expect temperatures to begin to warm up again with highs in the mid-70s and lows in the 50s, making it perfect spring weather. For 96 News, I'm Victoria Garcia.
A new plan calls for 3 levels of high school diplomas. State lawmakers are considering a proposal to let students pick from 3 different diplomas, all with their own set of graduation requirements. One would be designed for students going directly into the workforce. College-bound students would have their own pathway, as would high achievers with postgraduate studies in mind. Superintendents say the move would keep students engaged in their studies. This year's group of high school freshmen are the first to face challenging new graduation requirements, and some district officials have said that the standards are too tough and will prevent thousands of students from earning a high school diploma. The graduation bill is the latest effort by Florida lawmakers to improve the state's secondary schools. Well, have you been watching the March Madness tournament over the past couple days?
Okay, surprisingly enough, I have actually.
Wow, you're actually watching sports.
I know, I'm trying to take part in it all for you. It's been crazy.
Oh, it has been absolute madness.
Madness everywhere.
Upsets everywhere. My bracket has actually somehow survived.
Really?
So far, I'm actually doing pretty well even with all the upsets.
Well, we're going to find out more about all those upsets with Mikey Conlon and Angie Casada.
Thanks, guys. Welcome to 96 Sports.
Well, Mikey, this past weekend was an awesome one in that sports with the NCAA tournament kicking off. There has been two major upsets so far. Harvard got its first tournament win in school history with a 68-62 victory over New Mexico. And our very own Florida Gulf Coast University upset the heavy favorite Georgetown. The final score was 78-68.
Some other key games were between the number 1 seeded Indiana, who barely got a win over Temple on Sunday. The final score was 58-52. Ohio State also pulled out the victory against Iowa State with a game-winning shot. Coming in the clutch was Aaron Kraft.
The Heat also extended their winning streak to 26 games with a victory over the Bobcats. The score was 109-77. They are currently riding the second longest winning streak in NBA history.
Another tournament that shouldn't go unnoticed is March Madness with a T, the NCAA Wrestling Finals. A match at 149 where Oklahoma State's Jordan Oliver won his second national championship. But history was made in a match between Penn State's David Taylor and Cornell's Kyle Dake. Taylor is the defending champion at 165 pounds and is looking for another national title, while Dake was looking to become the 4-time national champion in 4 different weight classes, something that no one has ever accomplished. He cemented himself as one of the best of all time with a 5-4 decision win over Taylor. Well, that's all the time we have for now in 96 Sports. I'm Mikey Conlon.
And I'm Angie Casada. Back to you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Well, it's all the time we have left. Keep it here on 96 News for all the latest in breaking news, weather, and sports. I'm Matthew Hall.
And I'm Gabrielle Dorsami. Have a great week, everyone.